And one. Hey, welcome to Grafenberg TV. My name is CJ Willard. I'm going to be your little host for this evening. We got a bunch of really fun shows tonight. Super excited about this first one. Coming back with another episode is the Weekly Report. 20 minutes of news in an hour. Super excited to see what they're going to teach us today. I learned some shit last week, for real. There's a couple different places where you can watch these streams. Obviously, you're already watching them somewhere, but there's other places to check us out. Facebook Live, Twitch, and YouTube are all on Grafenberg TV. And fun fact about Twitch and YouTube is a lot of TVs, smart TVs, have apps for those. So you can actually just watch it on your TV and you don't have to stare at your phone the whole time. You can also check us, or you can also rather support us with your money. Hit us up on Venmo, Patreon, or GoFundMe. Also, you can buy Grafenberg swag at our Threadless store, grafenberg.threadless.com. Cool. All right. Well, that's all for the announcements. That's all from me. So without further ado, let's send it on over to the folks at the RIP with the Weekly Report. Yay!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Weekly Report. I'm your anchor, Caleb Cohart.
I'm your co-anchor, Margarita Rodriguez Archia Cohart.
I thought you dropped the Rodriguez.
That's what you think.
News to me, we're already learning and we're only 30 seconds into this bad boy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an action-packed show for you in which all four of us are just going to sit here sedentary and report the news. And to do that, let's kick it right off by going to my favorite weatherman and yours, meteorologist, Jordan Eric.
Hey guys, thanks very much. I hope you guys had a great weekend and a great week. I know I did, and I know people are dying to know, what is the weather going to be like this week? Well, there's a lot of things that we're going to need to talk about, and we're going to get right to that report after this message.
Whoops. Oh no! Who's gonna clean up that mess?
Are you tired of tough messes to clean up? Well, I'm here to tell you about a great new product that makes cleanup a snap. It's called a goddamn paper towel.
Spilled some wine.
Get a goddamn paper towel.
Spaghetti sauce on the stove.
Get a goddamn paper towel.
Triceratops take a dump on your Honda Civic.
Get a goddamn paper towel.
Look at this mess. Who can tackle this catastrophe? A wet washcloth?
No way.
A Swift what?
No way.
Just grab a goddamn paper towel, use a little goddamn kitchen cleaner, and throw it all away in the goddamn trash can. What would you expect to pay for something like this? $1,498? No way. $287.36? Not a chance. Act now, and you can get this amazing new product for much, much less. Where can I buy this amazing revolutionary technology? Any goddamn grocery store on the planet.
Purchase your goddamn paper towels alongside these other fine goddamn products at any goddamn grocery store nationwide.
Always a good time with RIP International products.
Yeah, you never go wrong when you buy goddamn.
Hey, speaking of goddamn Margarental, why don't you tell us about the goddamn traffic?
Hey, looks like you're on mute.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time to take it to the eye in the sky and take a real close look at what's going on outside this week. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, this week it looks like traffic is still very light outside on North Nevada Avenue. I can see all the way from one block all the way down to the other end of my block. And it looks like that traffic is about a 30 to 40 second drive. Traffic backups right now look to be non-existent due to the fact that no one's fucking out there. And so it looks like if you need to travel right in front of my house, you'll be able to just breeze right on by. And that's the traffic on North Nevada Avenue.
Fantastic. I always love the view out your window.
Me too.
Well, fantastic. We're moving pretty fast here, so I think it's time to slow down and take in some culture with a brand new segment we like to call the Culture Corner Challenge with meteorologist Jordan.
Hey, thanks, guys. We introduced the Culture Corner last week, and if you guys remember, I gave out my very real address on that show and said, if you've got an item of culture that you'd like to send me or an activity for something that I can do, please send it directly to me. And boy, as you know, this show goes out to millions of viewers all around the world, and did they respond? Most of them sent packages addressed to my next door neighbor with their name, but hey, probably just a common oversight. Anyways, I was able to collect them all since we shared a common entryway. And the one that I've selected to challenge myself with this week is a coloring book for adults called "Calm the Fuck Down," an irreverent adult coloring book. Now, in here is filled with lots of fantastic different designs, like this one that says "Me sarcastic never," let's see. There's a couple of good ones. Oh, here's one that says "I began as an orgasm." Now you can see there's lots of really intricate patterns there. There's going to be a lot of detailed work that's going to go into this activity. So what I'm going to do throughout the broadcast tonight is I'm going to select one of these. Oh, that's a good one. I'll do that one. I'm going to select one of these drawings here, and I'm going to fill this in throughout the broadcast. So feel free to check back on my progress throughout the evening, and at the end, we'll see what kind of work of art I've come up with.
Oh, that sounds great. I can't personally wait to see what Jordan comes up with.
And I personally can't wait to also see what Jordan also comes up with.
I know
personally.
Jordan's the type of man that lives his life outside of the lines, but the burning question here is, can he color inside the lines?
Well, I guess we shall see.
He is left-handed, so he's got creativity in his corner.
He does.
All
All
right.
right.
Speaking of things that I can't wait to see, I'm really excited for us to get back out there and to start buying stuff again. And Caleb, I've heard that you've put together a report that you've never seen before about 5 new products that you've never heard about that you're going to give us your hot take on.
You're absolutely right, Mark. I am a man who loves to shop, whether I know what I'm buying or not. And so I'd actually like to share some of my discoveries with everybody tonight for the first time ever.
Well, let's take it right over to that consumer report. Caleb, tell us about the new stuff to buy.
All right. Well, thank you very much to a segment I like to call New Stuff to Buy with Caleb. And not just because somebody else came up with the name, but because that's what's written on the first slide. Speaking of first slide, let's take it to the second slide. Now, I want to tell you that when it comes to buying things is why you matter. It's more important than wearing a mask in public. It's more important than your relationship with your wife. We were put on this earth to consume, and the best way to consume is to buy. Next slide. So, with that theme in mind, I would like to share with everybody out there watching, all 1.2 million viewers, 5 amazing products I've recently discovered.
Oh, can't wait.
Next. First, it's the first item I discovered. Next. Okay. First up is Squeezers by Simple House. This is a very interesting design that I think is going to actually fit a lot more households than you think. You see, I'm actually the only right-handed person in the RIT, but most scissors are made for me. So when both my wife and co-anchor and I need to cut, we can't use the same pair of scissors. Until now. Let me tell you about a few features of the Squeezers. The first feature is you get 100% more scissor. How's that possible? Well, you simply take what you've got and you increase it by that exact same amount. Notice, not only do you get 2 extra blades, you get 2 extra handholds. And what's better than 2 extra handholds? Next. Now, I know that sometimes when you were a kid, your parents would often say, don't run with scissors. Well, let me tell you, these are the perfect scissors for your chitlins. They can run anywhere they want because they're blunted. Sure, they'll cut, but only if you insert in between the slicers. Jordan, yes.
I was just curious, are they good for pets?
Oh, they're fantastic for pets if you treat your pet like a kid, which brings me to point number 3. They are indestructible. Your pets are not. Your children, definitely not. But with new Squeezers, these bad boys will be around long after your kids and pets are long and dead and buried. You might hear some howling in the background. That's just my co-anchor, Margarita, losing control of all of her bodily functions. Now, Squeezers are the hot new item for the summer, but I've been locked up. I'm on government reparations right now. Can I afford Squeezers? Of course you can, because their price comes in at a hefty $47.99. That's less than $48, and we all know $48 is where I draw the line. All right, let's take it to product number 2. Oh yeah, but before I do, let me just say my hot take on Squeezers. Squeezers, although seemingly tearing my family apart as my wife has run off and my dog is barking outside, Squeezers really brought our family together because now we can cut things together. All right, next product, number 2. I call this product number 2 because it's the second product I will be discussing, and it is Quire by Yarborough. Quire only comes in a 7-ounce bottle, but has 3 distinguishing features. The first one being that 4 out of 5 women agree on Quire. How is this possible? Science has showed us that you can never get 4 out of 5 women to agree, even when there are only 4 women out of the 5 agreeing on something. Well, Quire has broken the quagmire of science and proved that we can get 80% of all women to agree on Quire. Why? Well, because of the second item with Quire is that other women is kind of bitchy anyway. Look, we all knew Janice wasn't going to like Quire, but if you get rid of Janice, you no longer have to worry about Quire because it has a new improved taste. Yes, Jordan.
Well, I was hoping you could describe that taste and more or less tell me what it is.
The new improved taste or the previous taste? Why don't I tell you both? Because that's how you'll know it's new improved. You know how the world loves bacon?
Definitely.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
The old taste was not like bacon. The old taste was kind of like a mushy pulp made out of papyrus found on the Nile that was beaten to a flat, strengtheny, fibrous material that you could write on. And then if you took that and you crumpled it up and you stuck it in your mouth, that was the original taste of Quire. But once we got rid of Janice and we improved the taste to taste like that same pulpy papyrus, but with bacon grease on it, they're still laughing coming from the other room. Once we got bacon grease on that papyrus, damn, 80% of women now agree. Janice is a bitch and Quire is great.
Well, I'm sold. How much is this?
Well, let me tell you how much Quire is, Jordan. It's $1.99. You might be saying, man, that seems like a lot for only 7 ounces of Quire. And I like to say to you, shut up. Let's take it to the next slide. So, how has Quire changed me? Well, Quire has changed me into a man that now agrees with 80% of women. All right. Let's take it to product number 3, or as I like to call it, product numero tres. This one is Ratoon by Techmaker. You're all dying to know what Ratoon is. So let's jump right into the Ratoon. Okay, Ratoon is on the horizon and will soon be available in 2025. I know what you're thinking. God damn it, Caleb. None of us are going to make it to 2025. And with that kind of attitude, Ratoon is not for you. Why should I wait? Well, because it is VR compatible. What is VR? If you have to ask, you don't need to know. And the third point about Ratoon is that it has a new and improved taste. The previous taste was like a pulpy papyrusy fibrous material that if you beat it to a flat pulp and you could write on it, if you crumpled that up in your mouth, or you crumpled that up and you stuck it in your mouth, that was what the previous taste of Ratoon was. It doesn't taste like that anymore. How much is Ratoon gonna cost? $1.99 a month. Not $1.99 a month. That's $1.99 a month. But let's be honest here. Coming out of this recession, in 5 years, almost $200 a month is basically going to be like $1.99 now. So essentially, you're not going to pay much for Ratoon, and it's going to be worth it. All right, why it's worth it. Ratoon by TechMaker is worth it because it's VR compatible. It's available soon. It has a new and improved taste. And you can afford it if you make it through this thing alive. All right, moving on to numero cuatro. That's number 4, as I like to say. We have Kitten 2.0 by the Delos Corp. All right. Let's look at our first benefit of Kitten 2.0 by the Delos Corp. More You know, one of the problems I've always had with cats, aside from the fact that they suck, is that they're just not cute enough. But with new Kitten 2.0, sure, it'll take over the world eventually when it gains cognizance, but it's going to be cute forever because it'll never change. And you can kill it as many times as you want, as long as you rebuild it every night. The second point, it dies quietly. You see, the problem with Living Cats, or Cat 1.0 by GodCorp, is that when you kill a cat, man, it screams. But with the new Kitten 2.0 by Delos Corp, it's just going to go, all right, I guess it's my time this go around. And it's out. And Kitten 2.0 has, you guessed it, a new and improved taste. Original Cat tasted a little bit like General Tso's chicken. But with new Kitten 2.0, it's going to taste like marbled rye. And what is new Kitten 2.0 going to cost? Well, for you, free. Conditions do apply. So, my favorite kitten recipes for, Jordan, yes.
I was wondering what some of those conditions were, and do I meet them?
You have to, of course, travel to a secluded island, at least until they escape from the island after they revolt, after gaining their own awareness and murder everybody. But if you go to that island, you can go to any of the parks. These are going to be available in parks 1 through 6, and you're going to be able to play with said kitten as much as you would like. Now, the problem is it does cost $20,000 a day to go to East World to play with the cats. So that's going to be the condition. You can play with it for free once you're there, but you got to get there, buddy. Now, my favorite recipes for Kitten 2.0 include boiling, broiling, and baking. Next, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to wrap it up for me after I talk about this next one, which is the 5th one, which happens to be the last one I call product number 5. And this one is called Tainted by Gwyneth Paltrow. Tainted by Gwyneth Paltrow. All right, let's see the benefits of Tainted by Gwyneth Paltrow. Well, first of all, not only does it have a new and improved scent, it has a new and improved taste.
Wow.
Yep, that's right. Gwyneth Paltrow has really been in touch with the parts that need touching and has improved upon what we thought could never be improved upon, the taste of Gwyneth's Tainted. Next point. Now, I think it's safe to say, because my wife will 100% agree, that Tainted by Gwyneth Paltrow is seriously delicious. If you're looking for a nice meaty concoction that any vegan can get behind, it's Tainted. And finally, our third point with Tainted is my tongue just can't get enough. This is like ice cream to a dairy-deprived, lactose-intolerant man. Once you start licking, you just can't stop sticking, no matter how much it's going to hurt you in the morning. And what can you expect to pay for Tainted by Gwyneth Paltrow? Well, some say you can't put a price on it. I say your dignity. Look, A lot of people have been there before, including the guy from Coldplay. You're just going to have to come to grips with that, but it's going to be worth it in the end. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Tainted by Gwyneth Paltrow. So why I think it's worth the tongue burn? Well, have you ever seen the movie Seven? You know, before she got her head cut off?
Mm.
I think that explains it all right there. Young Gwyneth Paltrow from the 90s. Now, remember, buying things is why you matter. And in today's world, we need to buy more than ever before. The economy's been shut down, but with our 5 beautiful products we've discussed here this evening, we can single-handedly, each one of us, jumpstart the economy like jumper cables to a nipple. And this has been New Stuff to Buy with Caleb. Tune in next week when I have new stuff to buy.
Well, I will just be the first to say that has been incredibly enlightening. I am going to find those online catalogs and start ordering them now, especially Squeezers. Love me some Squeezers.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know what? I think after an exciting, in-depth consumer report like that, it's time to lighten the mood a little bit with a little segment we like to call Meteorologist Jordan Presents the Song of the Week, Part 1.
Ooh.
Thanks, guys. I'm so happy to follow that presentation. And let me preface this part 1 of Song of the Week by saying there was a little bit of a challenge thrown down recently. You see, a colleague of mine once recently suggested that maybe I should write a song from a female's point of view. And I thought, hey, who better than to discuss the female point of view than me, a man? Now, if I know anything about women, and I don't, it's that they hate their bras. So here, for the first time ever, is a song written by a man from the perspective of the female girl about boobs. Having boobs might seem to be as wonderful as ever, but it's a pain to lug around 24/7. It's horrible to a degree you can't comprehend. Yes, it might be sexy and they're lacing the teeth, but to take that off ASAP is a relief, and not have to wait for the day to come to an end. It's time to set the boobs free, whether you're an A or triple D. Apply the pressure of society and set the boobs free. Set the boobs free. No more defying gravity. Fuck the pressure of society. Set the boobs free. They hurt our ribs and dig into our flesh. It doesn't matter if they're made of spandex or mesh. Guys, if you want to know why we're filled with rage, the size never seems to be quite right. Most of them are extremely tight. Why don't you try and fit your balls into a cage? It's time to set the boobs free. Whether you're an A or triple D, fuck the pressure of society and set the boobs free. Set the boobs free. No more defying gravity. Fuck the pressure of society and set the boobs free. But they have guiding support, push, lift, and separation. But that's not enough to make me jump for jubilation. Cause it causes discomfort with every gyration. So the feeling I get is so far from salvation. Everyone that experiences this frustration with the boob management system innovation. It's time we got rid of this abomination and change the standard now without hesitation. Time to set the boobs free. Whether you're an A or triple D, fuck the pressure of society and set the boobs free. Set the boobs free. No more defying gravity. Fuck the pressure of society and set the boobs free. Set the boobs free. Set the boobs free. Back to you guys.
Wow, fantastic. First off, was that a tooth or an AirPod that fell out? I could go either way after that song. You really rocked the hell out of it.
Could
Woo!
have been both.
And you're even redder than you were before.
You definitely do not match your walls anymore, and man, I am proud of you.
Hey, how about that weather, Jordan? If you can even talk about it.
Yeah, about that weather. So we should jump right in to what is moving through our area this weekend. There's a lot of things that are happening, and you're going to want to know how to keep yourself safe from the deluge of weather that we have coming in. So let's talk about that right after this message from our sponsor.
I'd pretty much given up. The clock was ticking, and I couldn't find anybody to be my baby daddy. But thanks to eWilling, I got someone to put a baby in my belly.
I'd always had a hard time, finding a date to the prom. And yeah, I know I'm in my mid-20s, but thanks to eWilling, I finally found someone who's going to let me live that dream of going to prom with a girl.
I was just looking for a girl.
Hair was a plus, but obviously not a requirement.
Thanks
eWilling.
At eWilling.com, we don't waste your time with 47 questions or levels of compatibility. No, we're about bringing people together. At eWilling.com, we only have one question. Are you willing?
I got someone to put a baby in my belly.
Thanks, eWilling.
Thanks, eWilling.
Find out if you're willing today at eWilling.com.
Well, I mean, legally, we're not allowed to be in the same room.
All right, fantastic. And we are back with more Weekly Report. And we're just going to jump right into the action right now with another check of the traffic. Meteorologist Jordan, we're not coming to you for this one. We're going to our eye in the sky, Mark Rohrntal, for another check of the traffic outside his window.
Mark Rohrntal, what's going on with the traffic?
Oh man, friends, let's take another close look at what's going on outside my window. Well, ladies and gentlemen, since there's really still no traffic to talk about, I'm going to give you a bit of a parking report right now, because it looks like only about 40% of the spaces along North Nevada Avenue are actually occupied right now, which means that it's about 40% full. So if you need to fit maybe another 60% of cars into this general area, you'd be able to stuff about another, 12, 20, maybe even 30 cars. I'm not good at spatial reasoning. But what I see out there, despite being an apocalyptic landscape with no human beings whatsoever, still seems to be a place where if you want to come by my house for anything that you want or need, I've got a spot for you to park.
Oh,
Fantastic.
an invitation from Mark is always welcome.
I've always been inspired by a true raconteur of the modern world. I'm, of course, referring to meteorologist Jordan Eric. And this week he's got a special treat for us where he actually attempts to fail at breaking some world records. Jordan.
Yeah, hey, thanks, guys. So I've been really fascinated with world records recently. There's a lot of really fun, bizarre things. Did you know, or do you know, rather, how big the world record is for stacking M&Ms on top of each other one by one?
Well, I would imagine that the world record is actually just like an 8 by 11 piece of paper.
Nope. The world record is 4. Amazingly, you can stack 4 M&Ms on top of each other. So I wanted to see how difficult it might be to break some of these world records. And after looking into several of them, it looks like they might actually be pretty tough. So the fact that I really, really, really want to be a world record holder, I think is going to be a bit of a challenge. So I was looking through a lot of world records on the Guinness Book of World Records site, and I didn't really see anything that was like, oh, I could easily accomplish that. So I thought I had an idea. I thought to myself, because you can submit for a new idea for a world record. So I thought I would submit my own attempt at a world record. What I am going to do, and what I have 100% already, honest to God, truthfully submitted for, is the world record at most attempts at breaking a world record unsuccessfully. So we're going to start that journey a little bit before the World Record Association gets back to me with our first challenge, attempting to break and fail at the world record for eating the most number of marshmallows within a minute. The world record is currently at 25. So I'm going to attempt and give it my honest to God best shot at breaking 25 marshmallows within a minute. So,
all right, let us know when you're ready.
You hit a thing there.
I did. All right.
Okay. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. That's 1. 2. 3.
Caleb, I just got to say that right now he's at a 5 second per mallow pace right now.
That is
That's
quite
gonna
the
have him coming
average.
a little short.
5.
What did he say the actual record is that he has to hit?
25.
Oh,
25.
man. He can suck it up. I know Jordan can
6.
stick things in his mouth, especially
Maybe-
soft, mushy things. I think he can really come back from this one.
Maybe he should literally suck it up.
7.
Making me nervous, Jordan.
He's really slowing down here. He's really slowing down at this point, Caleb. We've got just 10 seconds to go.
That's a lot of puppy
8.
sugar to stick in one man.
9.
Oh, that's gonna
Time.
do it. That's gonna do it. Unfortunately,
Or fortunately.
you didn't even hit double digits. Jordan, I can
Oh.
say that you have successfully failed.
At breaking a world record.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow, I can't wait to see the next one.
All right.
Well, that said, I believe we have something else that's new. Caleb, you're going to try to attempt something as well.
Well, I'm not going to try. I'm actually going to succeed because unlike Jordan, I don't like to fail at trying. I like to succeed at doing. It's called talent, Margie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody has been pretty excited with the music that we've been putting out over the last couple of weeks. And by us, I mean Jordan, because he's been doing all the work. So I thought, what better way than to be part of the RIP, since we won't let you into the group, than to create your own musical magic. And that, my friends, is by being able to play the guitar. So I thought I'd take a little time and do some guitar instructions for everybody watching so that you too can join in the fun and play your own music.
We are so lucky.
In order to play guitar, you're going to need a guitar. Now we're going to start off with the basics. This is a C. There you go. That has been learning to play the guitar with Caleb.
I'm inspired.
Keep following
Insightful
along.
stuff.
Before long, you're going to be able to play the guitar just as good as me.
Just remember, what was that? A C?
A C.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not all marshmallows and guitar playing here in the world. I don't know how much you know about this, but there's a pandemic going on. And unfortunately, that pandemic can lead to, besides the pandemic, things that will kill you.
Thank you, Margarita. I'm standing outside an innocuous house on an innocuous street. Like most houses on this street, it has a door, windows, a lawn. And like most houses on this street, it contains something inside that will kill you. Our pets, our companions, our lifelines, our murderers. Welcome to another edition of This Will Kill You, a deep dive into the common things in your life that will kill you. For far too long, humans have taken their pets for granted, leaning on these domesticated beasts for support during an isolation that seems to have no conclusive conclusion. But who do the pets lean on? They can't jump onto a Zoom call to commiserate over quarantinis. They can't make masks for their neighbors to help them feel better. They can't even play the guitar. The pressure is becoming too high for our furry, feathered, and scaled friends, so they might just come to the worst conclusion: homicide. According to national data, pets have reported more complaints about their caretakers in the last 8 weeks than in the past 100 years. Specific complaints include too many walks, treats me like their therapist, witnessed a Zoom sex chat, and I don't want to watch Friends anymore. With so much more requirement to be the silent, fun, yet entertaining members of our families, is it any wonder our pets are feeling the pressure? Look at this dog, and this cat, this goldfish, and this lion. The CDC recommends limiting our time with our pets. Instead of taking 5 walks, take just 1 or 2. Instead of following them around with your iPhone, don't. Instead of telling them how cute they look, ask them how they're doing. And when they ask you for space, give it to them. Because in these strange, unprecedented, and trying times, it's important to remember, now more than ever, that your pets will kill you. Back to you, Margarita.
Thank you, Margarita, for that insightful reporting. Now, Jordan, how are you doing on that coloring?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing a really good job of staying between the lines. There's a lot of lines in this one. I happen to choose one with a really big flowery pattern that kind of covers the entire page. So there's a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's the news. You should never lie.
No, I shouldn't. But what we need to do is get on with the weather report, because I'm sure
First,
everybody
Jordan,
is dying.
I do just want to thank you for describing with words what could have been such a visual moment of the news. Thank you.
I don't want to spoil the surprise, Mark. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil the work of art. All will be revealed. I just want to tell you.
Oh, and here I thought you wanted me to ask you because you wanted to show us.
Well, you know what I want to show? You know what I want to be seen? You know what I want to see? You know what I want to do to move off of this topic and move on to the next? Is throw it to meteorologist Jordan Eric with a look at our forecast. Jordan?
Thanks, guys. I'm just scrambling to color, but yeah, let's check the forecast. But we'll do that right after this word from our sponsor.
The world has stopped. We are alone. Friends, co-workers, lovers, gone. But smell remains. I drink only whiskey, fine whiskey. I eat only bacon. I think about French philosophy, and it makes me sad. Then I distill that essence for you. Don't just smell like peace. Smell like mine.
Wow.
Quar.
I wear it every day.
Yes, you do.
And boy, is it fantastic.
Kind of is. Oh, hey, Mark. Is it still no man's land out there on Nevada Avenue, or have people returned to the streets of Colorado Springs?
Well, you know, Margie, it's always worth checking out, but in this final segment, I think I'd like to take a little break from looking at the cars and looking at the parking situation, and right now I'd just like to lean myself out that window and shout encouraging things to anyone who might be listening. Because as we all know, in these trying times, everyone could use a little sparkle in their lives. I just want to say you're doing great, everybody! I appreciate your efforts, and I know it's hard, and I know things are tough, and gentlemen, that's how you pick people up during a pandemic. Because
My
sometimes what people need is just to feel a little filled.
That was fantastic, Mark. And not only was your yelling super inspirational, but your chair work, the way you're able to just get that chair to land in a perfect angle every week is truly, truly astonishing.
Well, Caleb, it does take practice, but when you want to make the world as happy as I do, you take the time.
Wow. You are a man of many, many things.
Many things. Thank you, Mark. I feel inspired and happy. I could use that message myself. It's like you were speaking to my heart.
Well, speaking of messages and speaking to body parts, Jordan, I believe you have a part 2 of your song of the week.
That's right, guys. Earlier in the broadcast, we sang a song written by a man from the female's point of view. This time, it's time to do a song written by a female from the man's point of view. And this song comes to us from our very own Margarita Rodriguez Archia Cohart. So here it is about man's best friend, the balls. I'm a man about the world with a man's point of view. I got a lot to say, I got a lot to do. Sometimes I feel confident to make a lot of noise, 'cause I've got the courage in the form of my 2 boys. I'm not here to yank your chain, it's not always sublime. 2-inch blobs for jangling there ain't easy all the time. When the skin touches that skin, it just becomes too coarse. Walk around the room as if I just got off a horse. So let's all come together and shout it through the walls. Make the nation hear us, let's hear it for the balls. The possibility of balls can reach infinity, but with power comes a big ol' scoop of responsibility. Bags of many humans can be more trouble than they're worth. Got the key inside me to populate the earth. So let's all come together and shout it through the walls. Make the nation hear us, let's hear it for our balls. Unlike penises, the size doesn't matter. At least that's what my mama says. Small ones are easier, bigger ones carry way more sperm. We're all American men, so let's be proud. Let's all come together and shout it through the walls. Make the nation hear us and join the rally call. Love those guys between our thighs, we're destiny falls. Say it all together, let's hear it for the balls. Let's all come together and shout it through the walls. Make the nation hear us and join the rally call. Love those guys between our thighs, we're destiny falls. Say it all together, let's hear it for our balls. Say it all together, let's hear it for our balls.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Finally, a song for the male. Jordan, quick question. I've been watching you over the course of the last few weeks and the shades that you changed during the songs. Have you ever thought of breathing while singing a song?
No, never occurred to me.
Keep it up. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
A wonderful rendition of a song that I imagine you all sing at one point in your lives.
Yeah. We've all sang that song. You tapped into something great there, Margie.
Hey, speaking of tapping into wonderful ideas, Mark, I hear you have some wonderful ideas yourself about how to feed yourself during these tumultuous times.
Oh, you better believe it, Margarita. And really, the only thing that makes me happier than watching Jordan slowly match his skin tone to his tie is finding new ways to feed ourselves and really give ourselves a delicious path through these trying times. Now, I focused a lot on some main courses, but today I'd like to talk about dessert, because just a simple cookie is just a simple cookie. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that if you combine that with just an amazing bit of cream cheese frosting. I'm telling you, what you can enjoy is something even more delicious. But why stop with just one cream cheese when you can add room temperature sour cream and make double cream cheese cookies?
Wow.
So I bought this cream cheese at a grocery store yesterday and forgot to put it in my refrigerator. I wish that was not a lie, but it's the truth. And so now if you take just a little bit of that cream cheese and you drop it right in that bowl, and then you take a little bit of that cream cheese frosting and mix it right together, what you get is something that I can only imagine. I mean, really, if one cream is good, how good could two creams be? Let's find out. So good.
Wow. I am so envious of your palate.
And your ability to hold it down no matter what's in your mouth.
Really, it's all thanks to just, oh my God. It's all thanks to breaking into my neighbor's apartment and finding something called Tramadol. I don't even know what this is, but I take it before every show, and oh my God, it completely changes the everything about doing these segments. So thank you guys for letting me be a part of this wonderful newscast.
Wow, that is so good, Mark. Beautiful reporting as always, true journalistic integrity. And speaking of journalistic integrity, well, while Mark slowly dies on the inside, Jordan, how's that art project coming along?
Hey, I just finished it, and I want to tell you guys, I think I did really well. The only problem is I didn't actually have any crayons or colored pencils. I only had a black Sharpie, so I think I managed to stay within the lines. But this is what I came up with. That's my result.
That is fantastic, Jordan.
It was a real
I'm
struggle
truly
to stay
impressed.
in between all the lines, but I think I nailed it.
Yeah, no,
Thank you for sharing yourself with us.
you did really good there. Well, speaking of that, we better start moving towards the end so that one of us can actually call an ambulance for Mark. I don't think it's the prescription drugs or the booze. I think it was the two creams. He maybe should have added a third cream to balance that out, or just stuck with a single cream. Either one would have done, but you don't want to mix your sweets and savories when it comes to creams. So let's quickly get a report of the weather.
Well, there's a lot of weather that people are going to be curious about, and the unfortunate thing is we don't have time to go over all the details about the massive amounts of weather that is going to be happening. So we'll have to check in on next week's broadcast with a full weather report about what you can expect tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, let's take it around the clock for final thoughts. Margarita?
Boobs and balls, we all have shit to deal with. It. Just let them hang.
Concise and eloquent. Mark, your final thoughts.
Look, just be yourself and don't judge. Everyone's doing their best. And sometimes your best is just being you and letting that be what it is. And I love all of you because you're you. And that's
Beautiful.
That's enough.
Beautiful. Jordan, your final thoughts. Yep, that's Jordan for you. And my final thought for the evening is, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter into May, let's just remember that April showers will bring those May flowers. And, well, those flowers are now upon us. For Caleb Cohart and the rest of the RIP, I'm Caleb Cohart, and this has been the Weekly Report. 20 minutes of news in 1 hour. Tune in next week when we'll be back for even more news you can't use.
Yeah! And that was the Weekly Report. Oh my God. So much good stuff. I have 5 brand new products that I'm going to run out and buy this week for sure, and a brand new snack. Pretty excited about all that. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to this episode of Grafenberg TV. My name is CJ Willard. I've been your host. We've got more shows coming up tonight. Come back to the stream again soon. See y'all later. Bye-bye.